There we go. Now we have the live session here. So, Matt, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty well since the last time we spoke. Still still some issues, but I think it was nice to be able to talk to someone about them a little bit.
That's nice. That's nice. So, how was your week?
It was kind of boring. Like I said, I had my exams before, so this is kind of exam time for everyone. And so since I've already finished, all my friends are still studying for theirs, and so I'm kind of left alone, bored a little bit, but it's all right. I get to still see all of my fraternity brothers at dinner, and I get to see them when we do soccer practice, and so it's been okay.
Okay, that sounds nice. I just want to go over what we talked about last week.
Okay,
So, just to see we're on the same page.
okay.
Um, of all the sports you like to play or you actually play with your fraternity brothers, we're focusing on soccer.
Yep.
Something that you mentioned and actually just mentioned right now is that you seem to be a little bit unfocused and not very you're very confident about your skills, but you're not performing up to par to what you're used to.
Hmm.
So I'm in the right track.
Yeah, that's
Okay, awesome.
exactly right.
You want to work a little bit on consistency. You feel that you need to be there for your team.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Actually, I'm going over my notes. Um, how was it with your fraternity brothers this week? You seem to have a nice relationship with them. You just mentioned a little bit of boredom because of the exams and everything. Anything you spoke about sports, soccer related, future games?
Um, I think this week I might have actually been thinking about how bad I've been playing a little more because I've been so bored. Because like usually when it's not exam time, I'll take my mind off of it by going and playing a video game in one of my fraternity brothers' rooms, or we'll go down and to the rec center and play some basketball or something like that. But since everyone's been pretty busy, I've just kind of been sitting around, not doing too much, and then I'll try to do something so that I don't think about like the upcoming game or whatever, or how I've been playing, and then that just backfires and makes me start thinking about it. So I haven't really had too much interaction. No one's really said anything to me about the last game. I feel like they're kind of, I don't know, it seems like they're kind of not avoiding me, but I think they don't want to bring it up to me because, I mean, they could tell how upset I was during the game. And so I'm sure they're sitting around thinking, well, I'm not going to say anything about it to him so that he doesn't get mad or anything. And I mean, I don't think that I would, but um, yeah, no, everyone's just kind of been doing their own thing with their exams and everything. So I've just, unfortunately, I think I've been focusing more on how bad I've been playing uh, since we kind of talked about all of it. I guess it's been in my head since last week, but um, we did have a game last night.
And how was that?
Um, I did a little bit better. I kind of found myself not really being as hard on myself when I missed, but I still found myself thinking about a miss. I still found myself paying too much attention to the noise around me and not to the game. And again, I didn't score. And I mean, it's been a few games since I've scored, and I can't remember the last time that I've done that, like go multiple games without scoring.
Okay, so let's go a little bit back to our little homework and go to the
Okay.
exams and how the week you had structured.
Okay.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that? How your week took place and everything you did in certain spots?
Yeah, let me. I put some stuff down in my phone because I didn't really have a piece of paper with me when I was writing stuff down. But I got a little schedule out here for you. Um, so I'll start. I guess I'll start from last Saturday and come
Okay.
up till today. Is that what you want me to do?
Yes, sir. That sounds perfect.
Okay. So the weekends, I don't really have a set schedule. I just kind of, if I have any schoolwork that I didn't get finished during the week, I try to finish it. Then I do like watching football. So whenever our team is on or whatever, I'll try to watch them and that sort of thing. So I don't really have like a set schedule on the weekends. I just kind of go with the flow. But then Monday, so I have class all week, Monday through Friday, and it starts at 10 in the morning. And I have a couple of classes. Then I have a little break for lunch. And then I have a few more classes. I'm usually done about 5 o'clock every night or so with my classes. So it's a pretty full day of class. I wake up, I get to class at 10, and I get back around 5:30, and so every weekday, the fraternity does like a dinner. We all sit down together and have dinner together, and that's at 6 o'clock. So I've been going to that every day, and then kind of when everyone's done with dinner, usually around 7 o'clock or so, we get the soccer team together to kind of go out and practice. So we don't really have like a scheduled practice, but usually we'll go out there for an hour and a half or so, just after dinner, and we'll go out and it's not even really a practice. We kind of just warm up, stretch a little bit, make sure we're all feeling good, and that we get kind of used to playing with each other. And we just try to run some scrimmages and that sort of thing with some other teams that are out there playing sometimes. And then let's see. So I get home from that, and I try to do any homework that I have. Some nights I have more than others. It just depends. But I finish that up, and then in the evening, I'll either go hang out with some of my fraternity brothers, or I'll just kind of call it an early night and maybe watch some TV or something, and then I go to bed, and pretty much the same thing the next day, class, and come back for dinner, and then some soccer, and usually that's how my week goes.
Okay. You mentioned something about the practice. You don't have that much of organization within your schedule or plays or practice drills.
No,
Just feel how you feel.
so we don't have because it's intramurals, like we don't have a coach per se. It's just kind of one of the fraternity brothers, usually one of the older guys that's played for a while, will just kind of manage everyone subbing in and out and that sort of thing. So we don't really do any plays. We just kind of, I guess since we're all kind of used to playing together for a little while now, we just kind of go out there and pass around and get loose and make sure that we're that we feel all right and that everything's looking good. And sometimes we'll get some people that we think that we want to start, maybe make a different starting lineup and kind of discuss who's going to play and what rotation and that sort of thing. But that's about as much organization as we get.
Okay. And while you were playing, how did you feel? Not mental. Let's not think about mental aspect or added pressure that you haven't scored, but physically, how have you felt physically?
I've been a little tired. The I've been pretty, I say pretty tired after my exams. Usually I kind of cram before my exams and then catch up on some sleep, but I don't feel like I've been catching up as I usually would. So I've been a little tired. I mean, I seem to be playing all right in practice, and when we do some scrimmages, I can. I've made some goals in scrimmages and that sort of thing. Um, so I, I don't I haven't noticed that I've been playing bad. Just maybe a little slow because I've been a little tired.
Okay. So do you feel that in practices you play, even feeling tired, you play a little bit better? You mentioned that you have made goals during your scrimmages, but not during intramural games. So do you feel more confident during a scenario that doesn't have added pressure?
Um,
It's just I feel like it's a more fun scenario.
yeah, maybe. I mean, I have been playing decently in our scrimmages, which is why I've been still getting into the games, and then I keep messing up. But I don't know, when I'm in the scrimmage, I feel like I'm having fun. I'm out there running around. We're joking. We're laughing. Um, they're all of my fraternity brothers aren't as serious as they usually are, and I don't know. I just don't even really think that I'm thinking about anything. It just kind of feels like I'm out there running around like a little kid again.
Okay, that sounds nice. Let's go a little bit over the thoughts you had while being this week a really slow week for you. You said that having thoughts about your missing goals and not playing as you're used to kind of backfired. Can you go over that a little bit?
Yeah. So after we had talked on Friday, I kind of didn't really think about much Saturday because it was um, everyone that had their exams that week were kind of done. The people that were studying were taking a break. So I kind of had some fun on Saturday. Didn't really find myself thinking about much. Sunday, kind of the same thing. And then Monday, I got done with class and um, we we got done a little early, and I had some time where I was just doing some homework. And when I started the homework, I thought, all right, well, this will take my mind off of anything. I got practice coming up. I don't really want to think about that or anything like that. I just want to take my mind off stuff and um, get ready for dinner. And I started my homework, and then the next thing I knew, I was thinking about how the game on Thursday went, and I started thinking about, well, had I shot to the left here, I might have made it instead of shooting to the right. And then I started thinking about, well, what if I start not playing well in practice and then they don't even play me in games anymore, or that sort of thing. And so I think kind of trying to not think about it made me think about it a little more.
Okay. Let's try and do like a small activity right now. Do you have a paper with you?
Um, I can go grab some if you want me to.
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay.
So,
All right. I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, in the paper, we're going to do a little chart. Okay?
Okay.
Let me draw it for you. Well, I sort of did, but draw 2 columns like this. Wait. Just like a table, like a normal table. Normal table.
Okay.
Divide just 2 spaces, 2 columns.
Okay.
One side, you're gonna write at the top what I do right. What do you do right during your playing time?
Okay.
Okay? And on the other side, what do you want to get better at?
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna do 5. Well, you're gonna do 5 different things that you do right and 5 different things that you want to get better at.
Okay.
Just write them down, and when you're finished, you'll tell them to me so I can write it down as well.
Okay. Okay. I think I got them.
Let's see. Let's hear it.
Okay. So for what I do right, I put that I pass the ball well.
Okay, pass the ball well.
I put that I move well, like I run to good areas, make good runs.
Okay.
I put that I find open space. That's either with me so that they can pass the ball, or I can pass the ball to open space. I put create chances so I can get myself shots.
Okay.
And I put dribbling.
Dribbling.
Yeah. So I can dribble the ball pretty well.
And 5 things you want to get better at?
Okay, so the first thing was actually scoring goals instead of just creating the chances.
Okay.
my consistency.
Okay.
My ability to just focus on the game. And then the last two kind of went hand in hand. I thought I wanted to have a more positive attitude.
Okay.
And I wanted to be a better teammate. If you remember last time, I wasn't able to like cheer on my teammates. I just was thinking about what I did wrong. So I definitely want to work on that.
Okay, so indirectly, we already worked a little bit on goals, personal goals, I might say, focused on the game. But what I want to do now is how each of the things you do right, let's try to find a link between the 5 things you do right and the 5 things you want to get better at.
Okay.
Okay? So, basically, how does passing the ball well or moving well and finding open space and create chances and dribbling, work towards scoring goals? The same question goes for consistency, and the same question goes for the rest of the options. Specifically, the first 3, positive attitude and better teammate. Well, yeah, they also fit in the activity that I want to do. Okay.
Okay.
So, how do you think that passing the ball well, move well, find open space, creating chances, and dribbling help you to score goals?
Well, if I'm in open space, then that means that I should be able to get a shot off, and since I can create some chances, I mean, I guess all I have to do now is make sure that I'm shooting the ball at the right spot, and I guess maybe if I tried to concentrate a little more on where I was shooting it and maybe not concentrate as much as on just trying to score, then that could help me get into the open space and make some goals.
Okay, now I'm gonna switch the question a
Okay.
little bit. We're looking from left to right. Now I'm going to look right to left. How do you think your consistency, or let me rephrase, do you think you were consistent passing the ball, moving well, finding open space, created chances, and dribbling? You were consistent in all those 5 things you do right.
Yeah, for the most part. I guess it's just more consistency on actually scoring the goals.
Do you think that if you weren't exactly focused on the task at hand, like passing the ball, do you think the games would have had not a good ending to them? You mentioned that you were second place, were you?
We were. I think we're still in 4th now.
4th. Okay, yeah. So you've had a little bit of a leap there. Okay. And having a positive attitude and being a better teammate. Do you think that other than cheering for your team, being actually there, physically there for your team, you said you create chances, could that help towards that goal of being a better teammate?
Yeah, I think so. I think that I just feel like when I'm missing the goals that I'm letting my team down. But I guess I could be doing other things. I don't know. I think of myself as a goal scorer. Like I feel like that's my job, is to score goals, and so when I'm not scoring them, I feel like I'm letting my team down.
Okay.
I think that I could be a better teammate to them.
Okay, that sounds good. Good. Pretty interesting. There's a lot going on. You mentioned that you want to focus on shooting the ball at the right spot. That's like a very clear statement from you today.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned you wanted to score more. Now you went down to actually hitting the ball at the right spot. I want to go a little bit over that too.
Okay.
If you were to explain to me, how do you feel while kicking the ball? How would you explain it to me?
So, like kicking it in the game or just in
Kicking
practice?
it in the game. In the game.
I mean, I guess when I kick it, the first thing that I think is, okay, what's going to be the best way to score? So I feel like most of the time that's what I want to think about, is just scoring a goal. And so I just kind of I get the ball and I think, okay, well, can I dribble it? Should I pass it to score better? Should I take a shot right away? And then a bunch of things start racing through my head. And then recently I've been getting the ball and then I think, oh, well, what if I miss this again? Or what is the crowd going to do if I'm wide open and I don't score? Or are we gonna lose the game if I can't score? Is anyone else gonna score? I feel like I start thinking about scoring a goal and then everything just keeps coming like someone turned on the hose or something.
Okay, and physically, how do you feel physically? Can you explain to me the movement pattern?
I get a little nervous. I can tell that when I get the ball, like I can feel my heart beating a little fast sometimes. I mean, other than that, I don't really know how I feel. I like I said, I can't even really think about anything other than how am I going to score this goal. And then once I start thinking that, then I start thinking about how I might miss the goal and all that. And I don't really think about anything else.
Okay. Okay. Let me go a little bit over what we have till now. Well, specifically more in this section. But we talked about your fraternity brothers having a boring week.
Yep.
That this led to thinking about would have you trying not to think about something, you went to think about what you were doing wrong and being worried about game outcomes, future game outcomes.
Yep.
In the activity, I really like what you wrote in the activity. You have 5 qualities: passing the ball, move well, find open space, create chances, and dribbling. And you also have 5 things that you want to work on: scoring goals, consistency, which goes hand in hand with scoring goals, focus more on the game rather than on the crowd, positive attitude, and be a better teammate. Okay. And now we're talking about you want to hit the ball at the right time, in the right spot. during the game.
Yep.
Okay. And now we're going to keep at that, but we're going to try to focus on the scrimmages. Okay? So
Okay.
you said that during the scrimmages you were having more fun. It was more like your fraternity brothers and you laughing, just playing around. How do you feel during kicking, like the motion, the kicking motion during the scrimmages? How do you feel about your decision making as well?
Um, I think I feel pretty good in the scrimmages. I mean, I don't. I guess that I don't really think about, oh, I have to score this or we might lose. I just kind of go out there and play.
So there's no pressure in outcomes. You just want to go and have fun and play.
Yep, exactly. I love just being able to run around and kick the ball and shoot the ball, and I guess it's an hour and a half where I don't have to think about school. I don't have to think about an exam coming up. I don't have to think about anything else. I just get to go run around and kick the soccer ball.
Okay, and why do you feel that if it's a similar scenario, why do you feel that during an intramural game you're not as consistent as you want to be?
Um,
Let's not think about scoring. Let's not think about the outcome. Let's just think about a little bit on a different feeling in you. Like, what do you feel it clicks? Like,
I guess just when we go out there to play a game, it just like the whole thing feels different. We're not laughing. We're not really joking. Everyone seems kind of more serious. And then it doesn't feel as fun as if we just go out and practice. And I mean, we're doing the same thing essentially. We're going and passing the ball around and trying to score on each other. But I don't know, everyone just, it's like someone like turned a knob and turned the fun down during games. And I don't really know how to explain how it feels. Just it feels different.
during those games, do you have like a notable leader, someone you can turn to?
Um, we have one of the older brothers, Shane. He's played on the team. He's a senior now, and he's played on the team for 4 years. And he's kind of, like I said, we don't really have a coach, so he's kind of like our coach. He'll make substitutions when he needs to and that sort of thing. So I think he's the one that organizes the practices too and does all that. So he's probably like the leader of the team, I'd say.
Okay, and how do you feel about Shane? Do you see him as a leader?
Yeah, he does a pretty good job. I mean, it's hard to get 15, 20 to 22-year-old guys to do one thing at one time anyway. So, I mean, I can definitely tell that he struggles sometimes, but he does a pretty good job. I mean, he gets most of us to practice every night, and he's usually pretty good. He always gives us a nice little speech after the games, and I think he's trying to be a leader, but like I said, it's kind of hard with a bunch of your fraternity brothers that just want to goof off and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned that you have from 3 to 4 games left these upcoming weeks. Is it just next week, or do we have two weeks, 2 per week, 2 games per week?
So we have I must have looked at the schedule wrong. So we had the game last night, and then we have one more, and then I think the playoffs start.
Okay. So for the playoffs, how many teams go in? The first top six?
So 6, yep. And so right now, I didn't even look at the standings from last night, but like I said, I didn't score, and we ended up tying the game. So we didn't lose, but we didn't win. And so I haven't looked to see where we are in the standings right now, but yeah, the top 6 make the playoffs.
Okay. And about last night, you said you didn't score, but what things you did right? Don't think about the chart. Just last night.
So I did create a couple of chances. I got myself a real nice shot that I put wide, and I did get it was actually Shane who I passed the ball to get the goal of the game that we had, and we ended up tying 1-1. And so I did a good job creating chances and getting in that open space and stuff. But I don't know what it was. I still couldn't score.
So you created chances. Was there like a critical moment in the game that you felt that pressure that you needed to score and you failed?
There was a point in the game, and it wasn't even when it wasn't even that I failed at the kick. So usually, since I'm a pretty good goal scorer, they have me take the free kicks that are like close to the goal, so that I can usually put some in. And the past couple of games, we haven't really had any free kicks that were that close. But last night we got one that was close, and I was getting ready to walk up to get ready to take it, and that's when Shane said no, that someone else was going to take it. And so it made me feel not too good that I felt like I kind of let the team down. Like, that's normally one of my jobs, is to take those kicks, and I guess they felt that I wasn't doing a good enough job to even let me take it. So that was kind of hard.
Okay, sounds good. When is your next practice?
So we have practice on Monday again.
Monday. Okay, so this is what I want you to do for the practice on Monday.
Okay.
Okay. We've had a little bit of issues trying to describe the movement, the physical movement. Okay, so I want you to focus, even if it's yourself alone or during a scrimmage, I want you to focus at how do you feel while kicking. If you feel strong, if you feel confident. Don't think about whether you made the goal or not. Just the movement. How do you prepare for that kick? Okay?
Okay.
During practice, try to remember how you feel, and afterwards you can either tape it or write it down in your cell phone as you did with your schedule.
Okay.
Okay? Because next session I want to go over that. I want to go, how do you feel, rather than the pressure of making the goal. Okay?
Okay.
You have a game, you said you have practice on Monday and you have games on?
So we have practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a game on Thursday.
And a game on Thursday. Okay, we see ourselves again Friday. Okay, so let's do it on practice. Take the 3 practices and do it. Write down somewhat like a journal of how you felt during the kicking motion. I want to focus on the kicking motion, okay?
Okay.
First, practice mostly physically. Then write down how do you created the chances. You said you were good created chances.
Hmm.
I would like to see if others are good creating chances for you.
Okay.
Just want to see both sides of the balance, but mostly I want to focus on the physical part of the movement. How do you feel mentally and physically?
Okay.
Okay? So that's your homework for next week.
Okay.
Here we go. Going a little bit over everything once again, just to finish this off. No interesting things during the week, no schedule Saturday and Sunday. You mostly focus on schoolwork. Mondays and Fridays, you have a pretty neat schedule from 10 to 5, which is your class schedule. You have fraternity dinners every week at 6 p.m. No scheduled practices per se, no coach. So Shane is the one who takes the leadership or the coach role while practices and games. Um, you mentioned that during the week you didn't want to think about what you were doing wrong, but yet you did. Game Last night's game, you felt better. You still felt that you were focusing around crowd noises and outcome, and that you didn't score. During the activity, you mentioned five positive things, and five things that you need to work at. During the trying to explain the kicking, how do you feel in the kicking, which led me to assign the homework, is that mostly you were talking about how you felt emotionally rather than physically. Okay,
Hmm.
so I already have that part. I want to know how you feel physically about it.
Okay.
So kicking in the game, you said that you were thinking about what's the best way to score. You had a little bit of trouble decision making. You were doubting yourself. Uh, focus on the crowd reaction and an outcome, which I mentioned earlier. You felt nervous, and a little bit of a heartbeat increase. During scrimmages, you felt like it was no pressure at all. You were just there kicking the ball around, having fun, laughing, joking with your fraternity brothers.
Hmm.
Comparing it to the game scenario, even though it's intramural, you said that everybody was serious, no jokes, no fun. It just felt different.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, and a highlight from last night, you created chances, especially for Shane that scored the tying goal.
Yep.
You had no personal goals. Uh, you felt a little bit discouraged about this Shane's decision to not allow you to do the free kick.
Yeah.
So we're in the same line here.
Yep.
Anything you want to add to anything?
I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna try to hopefully put a goal in next game, and we'll see how it goes.
So that's your goal.
Yeah. My
Just a
goal right
goal.
now is to score a goal next game.
Next game. Let's write that down. I'll hold you to it. Nothing.
Okay.
Goal next game. Okay, so recapping the homework, you're just going to focus on your three practices about the physical feeling about the movement in kicking. Okay, no pressure about scoring. Just try to get in touch with your muscles.
Okay.
Okay, and see how you feel about kicking the ball. Okay, write it down during the three practices and we'll go over it. You can write it down during the game too. Okay, so we can compare and
Okay.
we'll go over it next session.
Okay.
Okay,
All
sounds
right.
good?
Sounds good.
Awesome. So I'll see you next Friday.
Okay, we'll see you then.
Okay. Have a nice night.
All right, you too.